What's your carnal theory?
Hello, I'm Abba.
And I'm Amanda. Today on Carnal Theory, we're sitting down with Rachel Holt, a graphic designer from Sydney, Australia, with an affection for design that drives social change. Core to her work as a designer is her identity as a feminist. So she founded About Your Body, an illustration-based education initiative meant to empower young women through art and teach people the beauty of their reproductive systems. Hi, Rachel. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Rachel, if you could kick us off and tell us what the theory is that you've brought for us to chew on a little bit today.
Yes. The carnal theory that I'm presenting is this. To truly reclaim our bodies from the patriarchy, we need to understand how our bodies work. And it does not serve us, nor is it necessary to be afraid of our bodies.
How, in what ways has the patriarchy taken our claim over our bodies?
Yes, that is such a good question. I believe wholeheartedly that the patriarchy has tried to convince people with a bio-female body, however, pretty much everyone as well, that our bodies are for them. And as listeners of your show probably already think, that's not true. Our bodies are for us. And the last thing that the patriarchy wants is for us to reclaim our bodies as people with a bio-female reproductive system, because then we will realize that we don't need them anymore, that we don't need the patriarchy to function, that we're perfectly capable of functioning on our own. And in fact, I would say that the patriarchy has been detrimental to our society, but that might be going a bit far. So the patriarchy has really taught us to be afraid of our bodies, and they're keeping a hold on us, or they're trying to keep a hold on us by keeping us locked in this fear of our bodies and our sexuality. And I have come to realize that the only way to escape this prison of fear is to unlearn what the patriarchy has told us and to learn the real truth about our bodies.
What is this information giving us? How is it helping us reclaim our bodies?
Well, actually a few things. For starters, isn't it just a disgrace that we don't talk about abortion? I always say to people, you think you don't know someone who's had an abortion, but you do. You think you don't know someone who's been sexually assaulted, but you do. You just don't know that that's happened to them. And same as when people say, I don't know any queer people. Queer, I don't know if you use the term queer in America, in Australia. Yeah, okay, perfect. Somebody the other day was like, I haven't heard that term. And I was like, I better correct myself, explain what that means. It's like if somebody once said to me, I think they actually said I've never met a gay person. I was like, that is just not true. You just don't know that you've met a gay definitely met a gay person before. So I think of abortion as something like that. Perhaps I'll start generally, and then I've got some stuff that I think is interesting on abortion as well, and the knowledge of that. Understanding your body eliminates the fear surrounding it. Like you said, the fear goes away, and I think that's awesome. But I'm not actually convinced I'm not sure if the fear goes away on its own, or if you have to experience things to make it go away. I guess what I'm trying to do with About Your Body is prevent that fear from occurring. I'm hoping that young girls and young bio-female people will look at my illustrations one day, maybe when I get a bit bigger, and see it and then never feel afraid about their body. I feel so sorry for all the 8-year-olds who feel as scared as I did at that time. And I should point out actually that my parents are doctors, so I knew heaps about the medical system for just a lay person, and I was still terrified. And what I think that the elimination of fear does to our psyche, and why it is so important, is because I honestly guarantee once you learn how amazing your body is and all of the things it can do that are really good, you are far more likely to feel empowered in yourself, confident in yourself, and realize the benefits that your body brings you as well. So, childbirth, that's so painful. Why do I have to go through that? Good question. I'm not really sure why it's so painful. It just is. But isn't that amazing? I can push a baby out of my body. That's so cool. And I think that learning to be empowered is But yeah, learning to be empowered is how I'd word it. You don't just, I don't think we come out of the womb just like super empowered and proud of ourselves. I think we have to learn it because, like I said, the patriarchy has tried to push us down for so long. And
well, we do come out pretty empowered, and then it's like drilled out of us.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Actually, no, that's more accurate. For sure, yes. I bet if I could think when I was like 1 day old, I'd be like, I'm a bad bitch. Like, I am so amazing. Yes. But then by the time I'm 12, I'm like, I'm literally pathetic. Like, why am I the way I am? Your perception changes so much. And that happens to everyone. But to people with female sex characteristics, it's just a whole other level. And your worth is determined by your sex life and your virginity, and how if you have sex too early, you're a slut, and if you have sex too late, you're a prude. And it's like, well, you literally just can't win. So I digress, but I think the reason it's so important is because you honestly start to have a more positive mindset, and that will make you feel so much more empowered. And when it comes to abortion, when it comes to actually anything healthcare, my aim is to raise awareness. And I think that a lot of my friends who don't do this kind of line of work, their aim is also to raise awareness just through speaking, and mine just happens to be through visuals, and breaking the silence around that. And at the end of the day, no matter what your goddamn opinion on it is, abortion is healthcare. Like, that is not negotiable. Abortion is healthcare, and it needs to be talked about. I'm quite passionate about this. It's very frustrating. In Australia, in the state that I live in, abortion is actually legal up to 22 weeks gestation, so that's pretty good. But in a lot of places around the world, we're not so lucky. And I guess what I think of is that contraception is absolutely key to people's empowerment. The right to choose when you have a family, when you have a baby, or to not have one at all is like literally your chance to live life to your fullest potential. Like, that is so incredible that we have that option, and I do feel very, very lucky to have that option. And what I want to hone in for listeners is that abortion is a form of contraception. It's just contraception at the latest stage.
And also just in hearing the language and this conversation, I'm just pro-choice. Pro-life, I'm positive this has been discussed before, but what horrific language to have our minds indoctrinated to go to and use. No one is actually anti-pro-choice in a context of like any fucking thing else. Like everybody's pro-choice, like literally full stop, like let's forget that we're talking about abortion for like a split second, but like nobody's anti-pro-choice. So like that concept is like, wait, what? And then like, and then pro-life. No one is anti-fucking pro-life. Both of these are like pitted on themselves in these opposite directions underneath this one umbrella of abortion. Where like, okay, well, in this like specific instance, pro-life specifically means this, and like anybody who's not pro-life is, sinful or whatever the connotation is put on it. But like, that's bullshit. Nobody is, minus the Hitler here and there, nobody is pro-murder. Thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Can you state the carnal theory that you brought for our consideration one more time today, Rachel?
Yes. So the carnal theory is this: to truly reclaim our bodies from the patriarchy, we need to understand how our bodies work, and it does not serve us, nor is it necessary to be afraid of our bodies.
So good.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
If you have any questions or insights, please reach out to us on Instagram at Carnal Theory or at My Sex Bio. You can also follow Rachel's work on Instagram at by.rachel.holt or at about.your.body or byrachelholt.com. Thank you so much. Please rate and review if you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time.
Carnal Theory is produced by My Sex Bio. Our sound design is by Audrey Cohane. and our theme music by Men the Universe. My Sex Bio is an educational platform built to empower people like you to take command of your sexual biography. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify at My Sex Bio. Visit our website and join our e-letter at mysexbio.org and support our work by joining our Patreon. Thank you.